Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this one's a different one. Basically, I played Nightreign and I did a solo run using the Executioner. And for this run, I essentially beat the first boss. I think it's called Tricephalos or something like that. I did it completely by accident, so I just wanted to talk over this run. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any volume or any audio because I didn't use my headphones, and that's how I usually record my audio. I didn't realize until afterwards. But I wasn't planning to record, I just wanted to have this just in case I did beat the run. Or actually, I was going to use it as background footage to show that I've been practicing, because this was my first run. As you can see here, I found this Leonine Misbegun by accident, and the whole point of this run was to just practice, obviously I'm not using it here, but to practice how to use Executor's ability. I forget the name of it, but as you can see, I didn't even use the sword that time, but I die a lot of times to this boss because I know the sword was based off the moveset of Sekiro. Obviously, I've never played that game, so I also thought that Executioner, I'm just gonna call him Executioner, I felt like he would be better for solo runs. By the end of this run, I came to the conclusion that he wasn't. But as you can see, I wasn't really good at parrying. I was just kind of learning how the character worked. This was genuinely my first run, aside for the one I did on the live stream where I started raging. This was my first run, like actually knowing how to parry. So I only did this just to practice, which is why, as you can see, I die a lot. This is why I said I accidentally beat the first boss, the first expedition, because I wasn't actually planning to. The whole run was genuinely just meant to be a practice run, which is why I found it so funny that I actually ended up beating it. And I just wanted to basically say what I learned in case anyone else wants to use this character. So I fast forwarded through the audio, or I fast forwarded through the footage, but as you can see, I died quite a lot to this guy. Like I had no experience with this character at all, but I did end up beating the boss, so you know, we take that. And here I accidentally switched. Yeah, if that doesn't show how little I know or like little experience I have with this game, because I'm still getting used to all the buttons and stuff. But yeah, I did get the iron balls here, which I was kind of hyped about, but I didn't use it that much in the run. I'm not sure how much they've changed from Elden Ring to Nightreign. I'm not sure if they've nerfed all the overpowered stuff, like Iron Balls, obviously, Star Fists. There's a lot of weapons that are just like, you could just insta-poise break most enemies in. Elden Ring is kind of balanced. It is kind of balanced anyway, so they wouldn't have to change too much, but I'm not sure what they have changed. Obviously, I know the biggest difference is that when you're doing multiplayer, or even when you're not doing multiplayer, just in general, you can attack them while they're knocked down, like after stance breaking them. But aside from that, I'm not. Oh yeah, and the bow, third person shooting. Oh yeah, here I got the Rotten Greatsword with the cold affinity on it, which was crazy. Like, this was my main weapon for most of the bosses, or at least just to quickly apply rot. Because rot and frost on the same weapon is crazy, especially when my primary weapon does bleed because it's a katana. But another thing I do want to say is this isn't me trying to show off or anything, because I know full well I'm like half expecting a lot of people to not like this video, because the run realistically was pure luck. Like, my first two weapons was Iron Balls and the Rotten Great Axe, which is one of the best weapons in the game. Obviously, I got that Noble S stock or something, which in itself, I did actually use it a little bit for this run. I think I used most weapons that I got for this run. That is also really good. Like, there was a lot of luck involved in this run. So I'm not making this video to like try and sound like an expert in the character, because as you saw from the first boss, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is just, I just kind of wanted to show this, what I learned. Okay, I skipped a little bit because it wasn't really interesting what happened, but I found this castle. I'm not sure if they will have names. They're randomly generated, so I don't think they do. But this is what I was saying about using. I ended up using that weapon. I hate the fact it's a thrusting sword. I hate thrusting swords in Elden Ring. But yeah, as you see, I was playing extremely passive. Like because I wasn't. I keep saying this. I wasn't planning on actually making it to the boss. I kind of just wanted to fight things, see how it is. The thing is, I said I wanted to do this run just to practice. Here I used the sword, not very well, as you can see. But yeah, I said I want to do this for practice run. I didn't actually use the sword that much. I kind of have that problem. I like plan to do something and then do something completely opposite just out of a habit. But here we got a sword donkey, which I've never actually got before, and a great bow. I don't think I used the stuff. Oh, the great EP, that's what it was. I used that. But yeah, with the sword donkeys, you'll see in the run I do use it. I was expecting to go in a room, which is why I did it while, spoiler alert, why I did it while the storm was approaching, because I thought I'd be safe, but obviously I wouldn't be because it's an online game. But here's the first time I used the ultimate. I already knew how the ultimate worked, and I don't know why, I just kind of thought my game plan would be use the ult just to survive. I don't know why I just thought of that, but it ended up working really well. I'm pretty sure that's how you were meant to use this, meant to use the ultimate. Because what I noticed when I saw somebody else did it, the only reason I did this run is because I watched somebody else. Actually, yeah, okay, so the main reason I chose Executioner is because in the stream I died to, what's his name? Oh, I got a shield there, which is really useful. But I died to the Bell-Bearing Hunter, and I hate the Bell-Bearing Hunter. Like, it's the one boss I like don't get the moveset of. All the combo strings look really similar. So I thought the easiest way to beat him would just be to parry him. So that's why I picked Executioner. And what I didn't realize is that it's actually random. So the whole time I was planning to parry the Executioner. That's the main reason I did this. I just wanted to learn that boss specifically because I didn't know the bosses were random. I got the same bosses twice in a row. I just assumed that each expedition was the same, which is good that it's different, because I was gonna say it would be a bit boring if it's a roguelike but the same bosses every time. So there's not even much of a point to different builds if you know what the boss is. Oh yeah, also I read all the notes because I was like, why is this game so difficult? Surely I'm missing something. And I read that the scarabs drop talismans, so you'll see me go for like every scarab I can, because I know how good talismans are from playing Elden Ring. And also churches. I didn't get any here, but on the second night I get like loads. Okay, so once again I skipped a little bit more and I went to the next scarab. I think I got Radagon's. Oh yeah, I'm not used to the running RT by the way, but I think, yeah, Radagon's icon. It's a purple, but I'd never used it for the run because I think that's just for incantations. I'm pretty sure it's not for Ashes of War, but even if it was, I didn't want to risk it. And this bit, I'm not gonna lie, I hate this bit. This is like before the boss, because I was like, oh, I like bosses because it's hard to get ganked in a boss fight. There's just like a little bit where there's a bunch of enemies. Usually they're not too bad because they don't run, which you'll see on night 2. I kind of poked them off with the bow, but here, there were loads of people. And to be fair, I'm complaining about, wow, I died. I completely forgot about that. I think I had the self-res at this point. Oh no, it doesn't use the self-res. Yeah, see, there's a lot to this game I don't understand, but yeah, I was complaining a lot about getting ganked. Watching the footage, I didn't actually get ganked a lot. Like, I think just seeing the enemies next to you, I feel like the AIs are nicer in this game, where they try not to gank you too badly, like they do sometimes. Like Godskin will just like wombo combo you to death. But yeah, here, see, I used the Great EP because the range on the Ash of War is amazing, and it insta-staggered them. I kind of noticed in the audio, because I'm watching it, this is real-time commentary. Only the highest quality for this channel, but you can't actually tell that the poison break happened because there was no audio, so never mind about the high quality. But we end up beating them, and here I used the the Rotten Greatsword, and this is like, that came out of nowhere. I was expecting Bell-Bearing Hunter, which is why I kind of panic ultimated there. I didn't need to panic ult, but I did, and I mean, it worked out, so I can't complain too much. But I ended up hitting him out of the storm, and Honestly, the storm isn't even too bad. You could kind of stay in it for a while without dying, but I was kind of worried, so I immediately ran out and panicked and ended up getting hit, which sucked. Yeah, at this point, this is when I kind of clock. I'm like, okay, I guess we're not fighting the Bell-bearing hunter, and I didn't realize that hit. Oh, actually, now that I'm watching the footage, I thought that he had insanely low health and that was just one hit. He actually got frost procced there, and then as you can see, I stalled him out with the rat. And this bit's funny. He just threw the stuff at me. I wasn't expecting that. Apparently he goes in a second phase. I'm not sure if this exists in Elden Ring because I don't fight demi-human chiefs often, but I didn't know he had a melee mode. And as you see, I tried to roll that because when I was reading the tips, also, did that proc in one hit? That's kind of crazy. I think Night 1 bosses just have really low stats resistances. But yeah, apparently dodging those builds your ult gauge. Those ones, see what I did there? That made my ult go up. But here, I panicked a lot because I was not expecting. See, I was running away when I realistically could have just taken down those two demi-humans chasing me. But I panic a lot here because I think, oh, I'm gonna stall him out with the rot. The rot's not gonna kill him, so I don't really know what my plan was here. And then moves like that, obviously, because I have no idea. I've never fought this guy before. I'm just really bad at the moveset. And I can't remember if I used one of my lives here or not. But because I was freaking out so much, if I did use my life here, it was actually kind of a good thing. Because I kind of clocked this ain't working. Like, the rot wore off, he's half health, and I'm kind of just rolling away. I'm not going to do anything. So at one point I kind of just decide to basically just full send it because in my mind this is still a practice run. I'm still learning about the game. Also, how was that not a roll to get my ult gauge? I looked really close. But oh yeah, that killed me. I was lost. I remember I looked at the camera, but obviously the camera wasn't recording. But yeah, here I kind of clock. I'm like, alright, let's... Oh yeah, my controller disconnected there. So this whole run was awful. But I was like, let's just use the ability. I'm going to try parrying. I don't think I parry once. So it doesn't go very well. But I think early game it's good. I think late game is not that good because at that point you'll have a good loadout, good weapons, high levels. I don't think this scales off anything. So it's good early game, not so good late game. And honestly, this is one of the last times I actually used the skill, even though this was meant to be a practice run, as I've said like 5 times. But yeah, here I start freaking out, I'm panicking, and then I just spam R1 and get super lucky though. Yeah, at this point I kind of clock. I'm like, oh, I got iron balls, I got iron balls, I got Ryan Great Axe. I somehow beat Night 1. Like, this is kind of decent. But yeah, I went with that holy ground thing. I don't think that ever came into play. It probably did a lot for the final fight because I was freaking out so much. As you're probably going to see in the final fight, I was freaking out a lot because like I was just running. Yeah, so the only time I fought the boss was actually on my first run where I was playing as Wilder. And my plan was when he split into 3, I used the grappling hook to just run away. I kind of forgot that I switched characters and I don't have a grappling hook anymore. But also what you're going to see here is like the luckiest like seed, I guess, because I only got bosses I knew. Like, I've said this loads of times in videos, dragons are my favorite boss types because I feel like they're the easiest, but they're also the coolest. But the one issue with Nightreign is the way that I play. Oh, I thought that was a boss, so I went to look. But the way that I play is super patient, which is good in Elden Ring. It's not good in Nightreign because obviously you're on a timer. So the reason I'm going this far is because there are 2 stakes of Maracas, or 2 churches of Maracas, and I realize I'm like, yeah, I'm not good at this game. I'm gonna need to heal a lot for the fights, which I do actually for the final boss. I like super low health, no flasks. So I'm this is what I mean. Like, I was super lucky this run. Everything I did just happened to work out perfectly. So I noticed that there was a scarab on the way and I was going to get that, but I knew that there were no enemies here because I killed them all right. Unless that was me playing... Honestly, I played Dragon's Dogma today, so I might be thinking about that. Also, let me know if you want me to stream that game more because, you know, it's a shameless plug. So I spent a couple seconds looking for the... what's it called? Dung beetle thing? Anyway, this drops this talisman, which is really good. Not for this run actually, I don't think it ever came. Oh, I guess the boss I'm about to fight, it's a magic boss. I guess the boss I'm about to fight, it comes into play. And also this area, look at how open it is. Like, I was looking around because I was expecting a boss, but apparently there wasn't, which I mean, like, I'll take less stuff to fight. So then I quickly went to this Steak America, got the flask. I'm glad there isn't a lot to do there, it's just press triangle. And luckily there were two right next to each other. And I saw the madness people here and I got super scared because I was like, oh god, is there a madness boss? What's it going to be, like Meteor or something? Because I was not ready to fight. I'm not sure what bosses are in this game. I doubt there's any DLC ones, but I haven't seen like a Radagon. But obviously I've only done the first expedition. So I thought I missed that for some reason. I guess there isn't a buff at the top, or maybe there was, I just didn't notice. But another flask, and here I see a dragon, and I was smirking here because I was like, okay, my favorite enemy. And it was a flying dragon as well. I'm not sure if there are different types of dragons, but the only thing better than this one would have been a glintstone dragon because I just got the magic defense talisman. This is like the most base. It's not like a jeweler with different moves or Exeeks with the like massive AoE rot one. Ignore the fact I missed that roll. Ignore the fact I missed that unsheath. I think this is when my brother walked in, so I wanted to like try and look cool, and then I ended up missing everything, so didn't go too well. But yeah, honestly, there's not a lot to talk about. It's just a really basic dragon fight. The thing is, whenever I have one of these dragon fights, I've actually uninstalled Elden Ring now just to make space for stuff. But when I used to do loads of Elden Ring runs, I just didn't know what to say during dragon fights, because honestly, they're fun, but they're like, once you know a moveset, you know a moveset, right? So here I switched to rot because I think I kind of clock, I'm like, damn, this is going to take a while. Ignore that whiff. But yeah, we got both procs off. Like oh, I ran the complete wrong way though. But yeah, I saw a meteorite has fallen. I was like, I thought I was playing Terraria. I was very confused there. But yeah, as you can see, I refuse to use that's the one problem whenever I play games. I refuse to use abilities because I don't want to waste it on something I know I can beat without it. But I spent way too long. Like, I could have just used the ability, probably got it back by the time, because this boss on the map, it had that weird blue thing with the red eyes. I'm not sure if those bosses are specifically more difficult and have higher rewards, because I know I got a load of runes for this, but I'm not sure. I think I probably could have got my ult back just from oh, I thought I killed it there. I got stance break. Yeah, that's the problem with no audio, so I apologize. You're gonna have to deal with this music. But yeah, I saw that red thing on the map. I assumed that that was the meteorite, and there I got Moonveil, which, you know, I did think about the rot, but I was like, come on, Moonveil, one of the best weapons in the entire game. Kind of have to get that. So I decided to go towards that red thing on the map right there, which conveniently pasta noodles opened for you guys. How nice of him. But I think that's the meteor. I mean, I know that's the meteor now, but at this point I didn't really know, and still at this point this is a practice run for me. I'm just kind of learning about the game, so I'm just like, I see something new, I'm gonna go to it. I just want to learn things at this point, and I'm not sure what's considered a high level, because I know 15 was the max, but I feel like that's gonna be really hard to get to. Like, if you have a full team of 3 pro players, and then like you all split up, go different directions. Actually, because I haven't played online, if you kill a boss on the other side of the map, do all players get their runes? Because that'd be quite interesting. Because, you know, like Fortnite, the really good teams would just like split apart just to get the most amount of kills. It'd be that kind of in this game. But obviously I clock it's this boss and I use my ultimate. I'm actually surprised I use my ultimate here, because as you'll see, I fight this boss, I whiff everything. I literally miss like every single hit. Okay, not every hit. As soon as I say that, I start hitting. But I get stance break, and I kind of clock. I'm like, damn, this ain't a lot of damage. Storms come in. Yeah, it's time to dip. So I just run. I'm like, I ain't dealing with that, and I get blocked off. And this guy thinks it'd be cool to do this. Fire! That. So yeah, that I was afraid he was going to chase me. I keep looking back, but he didn't, and this whole bit was just running to get back to the storm. Okay, so a bit of running later, and I didn't actually know that Sights of Grace healed you. I assumed they didn't because the one time I stood by it, it didn't heal me, but it heals you when you run up to it, so you can't just kind of camp it. I'm not really sure why you'd want to, but you can't do that if you wanted to try it. But I ended up seeing a Evergel. Oh no, not here, that's later. But yeah, I saw that putrid tree avatar thing. Still don't know the name of that from my all bosses run. I hate that boss. If you have seen that video, I hate that boss. You can't see anything for that boss, especially I assume in this game because you're in outdoors, uneven terrain. It sucked. But this, I'm not sure if I should have taken this. Now that I think about it, I should have, but for some reason, actually, I don't think it mattered too much. But honestly, at this point, I forgot that the dogs existed. I actually talk at the end of this. I do plug in my mic and put on the camera, and you can actually hear audio, so you can hear my thoughts immediately after the run and how scared I was, how much I was shaking. But I completely forgot that the boss I was fighting was the three-headed thing. Like I wasn't ready for it at all because it's weak to Holy Right. I didn't even check because I just wanted to immediately do the run. Like at this point, I'm not even considering fighting the boss. I don't know why it didn't even enter my mind that I was gonna fight that boss. But anyway, I didn't even say I'm fighting Ancestor Spirit, which is what I was gonna say the Magic Talisman was good for. I don't think I had any. Oops, I just kneed my desk. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Ow, that hurt. I don't think I had any close calls this fight. This another boss that's just really slow, really like boring. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, this boss is awesome, like looks wise, but see the attacks, like you can't really punish that, you know. You can only punish these ones, the melee ones. And then he does the back kick here, right? Yeah, and then I punished that. He does it again, which is like really good RNG, but even then, look at the health. Like I haven't done that much damage. Oh, so yeah, here I decided to switch to the Iron Balls because I'm like, okay, we gotta rush. Little do I know that the Iron Balls are actually the worst weapon in the game and not the best. So I switched back to the sword because I'm like, hell no. I didn't really want to use Moonveil because magic resistance, but at this point, I don't. The thing is, in Elden Ring, there's a lot of weaknesses and stuff, but you can kind of just ignore it because look at that damage. You don't really have to use the weakness. I assume for the bosses, because I know for one boss I did watch Scumnut's video, which is everything I know about this game came from that video, like the third person shooting with a bow and all that kind of stuff. Actually, I figured that out afterwards, but yeah. Actually, what was I even saying? Oh yeah, he fought the boss and apparently hitting the one with poison, that made it like super weak. The one that was weak to poison. So I assume that the Nightlords, I think they're called, they're super weak to their status. But bosses like that, you can kind of just use whatever element you want. Then again, don't take any advice from me, I'm bad at the game. So here, I decided to use the Swordstone Key, thinking, see, I walk up to it, just switching my weapons, and then I'm like, oh, gotta turn around, because they spawn immediately, which I was not expecting. So I run in, and because I know there's a little bit of iframes, I kind of got that from Wilder. I run in not caring. For here, I kind of have to care because obviously I'm not immortal immediately. I also accidentally put a pin down. I'm not sure how I did that, but as you can see, when I was kind of freaking out trying to do the ultimate running away, I guess I accidentally did the pin. But that's what I was saying, I don't know a lot about the controls and stuff. So here I think it would be cool to try and fight like normally instead of just spamming with Moonveil. I really shouldn't have, because as you'll see, this goes awfully. Like the storm is coming in, so it's kind of a mix between do I want to rush, do I not want to rush. I ultimately choose to rush. I'm going close even though Moonveil's like ranged, and then here I go super close because I heal from a flask. I'm like, oh, I can take this. I can't, and then I end up dying, which not very good. Oh, that's the holy ground that happened. But yeah, for some reason I'm spamming R1 here, and I'm just cringing watching this. I'm like, no, I shouldn't have done that, because I had 3 flasks. I easily could have made it back and easily could have killed that. But that's the one time this run I like really messed. Obviously, aside from the first one where I fight the Leonine Misbegon, but I really messed up. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, should I go? There's a flask. Oh, and I do run back. No, I don't. That's kind of funny. I just did a big U-turn. I was like, no. And actually, I was really annoyed here because I look to my left and I see, I forget what boss it. Another, is that a Drake or a YM? I was thinking I could have killed that if I didn't waste my time with the Evergel boss. I easily could have beat that one because it's just one, get a rot, get a frost, and I could use my ultimate for a stance break, and that would have been further away from the storm. And I think those ones, they probably have higher health, so maybe it wouldn't have been as easy as I'm making it out to be. But I would have got a lot more runes and obviously more time. And with that boss I'm more familiar because, I mean, I guess that was kind of good. I did it for the experience of knowing that you don't go in an Evergel. But also that boss, honestly, I don't even remember where that boss is in the game. I think it's like Larunia, like the magic-y area in Caelid. But here, see, these are the enemies I was expecting, not the demi-humans. Like, see how much chill these people are. Also, I think the lock-on was just messing me up there, so sorry for the bad camera work. Like, that was probably awful to look at. But yeah, I was worried about this guy because he had a crossbow, but at this point I realized I have a great bow. And this is what I mean about playing the game slow. Here I can, and I'm probably going to skip over this lot for you. I'm just going to fast forward it, but and this is how I usually play the game, super slow, super carefully. See, I didn't even risk this guy hitting me once because it's just a little bit of health that I might lose. So I ended up beating up all these people, and I'm going to just skip past it. And the thing is, if you take too long, the boss does spawn early even though you haven't killed all the people. And here, I wasn't expecting, I didn't know what to expect. I just saw 3 health bars, started freaking out, and then just ran in instantly ultimate because I thought 3 targets, I might as well hit them all while they're close, which does work out because as you can see here, I kind of switch targets, right? I'm like, okay, let's go take out the small people first, which is kind of how I approach every boss. See, I'm not used to the camera turning around and turnaround speed of that thing, because obviously this is my second run with the guy. First run I couldn't even get past the first boss, so that's my normal approach. Take out the small people. As you can see there, I was looking for him because I was going to try and get another transient moonlight, which is basically the Moonveils and Sheath, if you didn't know. Yeah, my usual plan for fighting these bosses is kill the small people. Here, I didn't really have much of a choice because those people did nothing. See, and that move, he usually summons the spirits of the ones you've killed. I didn't actually kill any, so I feel like this boss is way easier if you just focus the Tree Sentinel. And I'm just realizing now how much that ritual shield is coming into play. I'm gonna, obviously it's my first time re-watching it, so I was unlucky, but I'm gonna try and see how much it comes into play for the final boss, because I came so close to dying so many times. But it's kind of funny watching it back and realizing just how bad you are. Like, this is awful gameplay. If you're watching this and you're like trying to learn something, don't try and learn something from me. Probably just watch like Scumnut or like Geno Machine. I don't know if he plays Nightraign, to be honest, but just watch someone good. I'm not that guy. I'm not him. I'm not Himothy. But anyway, I was see, I'm struggling against this guy. The guard counters, this guy was kind of going crazy, can't lie. But I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot what point I was saying, so I'm gonna just skip this. Shit, okay, I just skipped forward ahead. Apparently I pulled out that sword. I looked at the riposte, which is kind of cool, never seen that before. But for some reason I thought it'd be smart to switch to that sword, but as you can see, a lot less flasks, a lot less health, wasn't that good? But yeah, here I was looking at all of them and I was like, these all look sick, but considering at this point I'm like, okay, we've reached the final boss, I'm gonna just stick to what I know. So I'm like, more health, more gooder. Shout out Bushy. Actually, I don't really like that guy, but anyway, let's not start beef, even though let's not start beef with random people. And here I kind of have a moment. I'm considering, like, I got 7 flasks. There's a site of grace in between. Actually, yeah, now that I clock, there's a site of grace in between it. That refuels your flasks, right? I could have easily made that, but I was kind of worried about that YM in the way, and for some reason I decided I'm not gonna. Now that I clock that the site of grace refills my flasks, I really should have could have, but it doesn't matter because, you know, the run ends in a positive manner. Trying to say as if to avoid spoilers, but I mean, you already know. So here I decided not to spam level up because I know that this thing exists. Oh yeah, I got the smithing stone. Because I was planning to upgrade Moonveil because I wasn't really sure how the smithing stones worked. They actually increase a tier. I also get this because I know I'm gonna die. But here I kind of clock like, okay, we're actually gonna fight the boss. So I get that. I can't remember if I actually used it. I randomly got health at one point. That's probably when I decided to use it. But I level up after getting that stuff, and I get the smithing stone thinking I'm gonna level up the rotten greatsword because it's blue, because I think blue is the lowest tier, but it turns out grey is, and I'm like, okay, let's just upgrade the shield. And I do hold out the shield for like the entire boss fight because, I mean, yeah, I actually switched there because I wanted to hold out the shield with the great axe. Just small stuff like that is probably honestly what saved the run, because here when there's a lot I don't know, I kind of go back into what I just like rely on what I already know, and what I know is what my first ever run in Elden Ring is that guard counters are overpowered. I don't think I did put too many guard counters here, but I just use shields a lot. And actually, the last time I played Elden Ring was the all bosses run where I try and beat every boss. I kind of realized how good shields are, so here I'm like, alright, time to use a shield. And as you can see, I can't roll the moves. I rolled into the, like, I'm very clearly not experienced with this boss. He's pretty simple, to be honest. It's just bitey moves, and then when he splits into three, it's just run. But there's nothing too crazy. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm really lucky because he did have one move, and he only did it once this fight, where the sword turns on fire, stabs it into the ground, and causes like a big earthquake. The timing for that move, I assume, is really hard. I do know how to dodge it, but I'm not going to show it in this run because the one time it happens I get hit by it, which is like not good for trying to show how good I am at the game. But yeah, I do get an early rock, and yeah, see, I don't know the timing for these moves, and luckily I'll never have to because I beat this boss and I'm never going to worry about him again. But here he splits into three, and you can see they go that way, and I actually chase them down, which I was planning to run into them and use the ultimate and kind of be aggressive, but I kind of clock, why run into them? I can just run away, use my ult, and here I'm just using the ult to survive. That was my game plan. So I use the ult to survive, and I decide to run away because I know the ult's going to end before they turn back into one big boss. So I'm like, alright, let's just do that. And I get destroyed immediately, so I just run because there probably is a good way to survive this phase if you stay in between them all. I feel like if you watch them all, you can easily roll them because their attacks aren't too crazy. The fact that they're in three is the main thing, right? So they're just the jumping bite attacks. You can probably survive. I just run. And here I was holding out my shield because I was expecting it to do damage, because I'm pretty sure it did damage the first time when they split up. But when they didn't, when they all come back to one, apparently that doesn't do damage, which I'll have to remember. But yeah, here I'm just holding out the shields because I'm just relying on that. And he's actually half health already, but I'm looking at the duration of the fight. Yeah, looking at the duration of the fight, there's actually quite a lot left because I'm way too patient. Like, I have 3 flasks, I just got a frost proc. I should win this, to be honest. I even got a stagger. Like, this is really good. I should have switched weapons earlier, to be honest, for the bleed. But yeah, see, he's such low health, but because I think he ends up splitting into, I'm gonna just call this the split phase. He does this phase I think 2 more times, I'm not sure, but here I kind of panic. See, I was like, oh, should I parry, should I just run? I decide to try and parry, as you see, went awfully, and here I'm just freaking out because I'm like, oh god, I got 3 flasks there. I shouldn't die before I heal them. And as you see, I healed there because even though I was on full health, because I think when you revive you come back to full health but not immediately, which is really weird. I don't know why they added that. Now that I know that, I'll probably will never make the same mistake again. Maybe if I'm panicking like I was there, but that's really confusing. Like, I don't know, get why you just wouldn't spawn back with iframes at full health. I guess it's to kind of punish you for being bad and dying immediately, or taking damage immediately, but I don't know, it is what it is. Anyway, my plan here is to just get a rock and run, because I'm not enjoying this boss. Actually, I am. This boss was awesome. But as I said, he's gonna do the cool move here. I know a lot of the bosses have like super cool moves. This is his cool move. It's nowhere near as cool as the other bosses, but here, no, this is just the normal one. And see, the ritual shield came crazy there, and then the fact I blocked that was also super lucky. But I'm down to 1 flask. Getting insanely lucky there. I try and roll the grab. I still not too sure how the stuff works there. But yeah, this move, I tried to roll it, but like he just delayed it a lot longer than I thought, and I just ended up spam rolling. But yeah, he splits into 3, like right as I was about to kill him, so I just run and I'm like, no flasks. Like, at this point I was thinking, should I do a chilling mist just to try and get a frost proc? Because I think, now that I look at the health, I don't think it would kill, but it might. Like, I was just super desperate up to this point. And to be fair, this was actually pretty lucky. Like, usually I was gonna say there's 2 after you, there are 2 now, but I'm super low health now. Ritual shields is gone, no flasks, and I do have my ultimate. And what you're about to see is the worst skill of gameplay you'll ever see in your life. So I use my ultimate, it's like coming in clutch. I use my L2, not knowing it immediately ends the ultimate. But thank God it heals you back to full health, because I actually got hit there. And I dropped my controller, like I just put it on the desk because I was freaking out a lot. I didn't know that the L2 ends the ultimate, but I'm gonna let past noodles talk now. So yeah, at this point, this is when I start putting on the headphones, putting on the camera, and look at my reaction. I'm just like, I don't even know what happened. Also, sorry, I look like disheveled and homeless. I was not ready to record. Oh, there's my face sideways. How cool. I'm shaking so much. Okay, I'm sorry there was no audio for that, because that was literally at the start of it. That was my first run. I was just trying to practice the parrying, as you could see from the start, and then I was kind of, the whole point of this run was just to try and practice the parrying. But yeah, it's only when I plug in the headphones, it takes the headphones from this, not from the PC, so that whole run there's not going to be any audio. So if you did actually watch that, thank you. I know you probably wouldn't have, because there was no audio, but jeez. I don't really know what to say. But geez, I was shaking. If you couldn't tell, I started freaking out when I used my ultimate. I didn't know that the L2 is a one-time use and it just ends the ultimate. I wanted to use it to tank, but then I didn't get to use it to tank.
After an age of struggle,
I'm gonna move myself.
This is a fine achievement for which I am grateful. Indeed, a promising first step.
The first step, like the sight of grace. Oh my god, the throwback is crazy.
The Nightlord yet lives.
No, the game's not finished after the first boss. What? Yeah, okay, so I guess I'm just gonna be doing solo runs of everything. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I picked this character because I thought I was gonna mainly be using the skill, but I didn't. I just used it for the first. The thing is, the only reason I wanted to play this is because if you saw in the stream, I started raging because I thought the bell-bearing hunter, I thought that it was guaranteed. I thought you had to fight the bell-bearing hunter every single time. That's why I played as him, because I can't fight the bell-bearing hunter. So I thought if I just spam parries on him, it's gonna be way easier. And then that weird demi-human thing came out, and I was just like, oh, okay, I guess the whole plan's gone to but the ultimate, I guess you could just use the ultimate to tank, because that was kind of my plan, or that's what I did. Is there another character that has that? Because honestly, this character's skill, I thought it was good, but it weren't. So I don't think anyone else's ultimate Except his, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could stand on it. But I feel like Wilder's better because his skill is actually useful and he can also cheat death. This, the tenacity, I don't know, I'll probably have to check in the recording if that ever happened. I don't think it did, because especially that boss doesn't do any status elements. God, so I'm still terrified. I still need to get used to the claw shot if I want to use Wilder. But what for solo runs, is Wilder the best? I feel like he is, because he has cheat death a single time. I'm not sure if that counts when you respawn or each day does it reset, but I don't know. Either way, I'm still like low-key shaking a little bit. I know this guy's really good, but that's just for multiplayer runs. I thought he would be the best. He probably is the best for multiplayer runs. You could see when the dogs split into 3, I tried switching to parry, but I just kind of messed it all up. Oh yeah, and then the demi-human chief, when they just threw the staff at me, I wasn't expecting that. And then I low-key thought I was going to die there because I used my self-res, but then I just switched to his parry one, and I actually tried parrying and then it worked. So I feel like you can parry a lot of the bosses. But anyway. Oh. I thought we unlock one boss at a time. Well, oh yeah, I also forgot that he's weak to Holy. Because obviously this was a run where I just wanted to practice parrying, which I only did like once. I don't think I ever practiced parrying after that. I completely forgot he was weak to Holy. I'm not sure how easier that boss is if you do use Holy, or if it even is easier. But solo run, the series continues. I will beat every single one of these bosses eventually. It'll take me a couple of years, but you know, I got you.